Hi YouTube, this is Ashiru, and I just want to say it's Chinese New Year tomorrow, so since I'm not shooting a video tomorrow, Happy Chinese New Year! It will be the year of the monkey, and also Kickstarter for Psyche's Redemption begins next week. I'm so excited, and so I will post a video and start the launch next week, so get ready to find out what you can pledge for what kind of rewards, and I'll be talking a bit more about that in my next video, so stay tuned. Today I'm going to talk about story, because that's what I promised in my last video. I'm going to talk about the difference between a good story and just a narration or description of a sequence of events. So here's my brief example. A woman walks through a shopping mall from one end to the other, and by the end of her trip she leaves the mall without having purchased anything. That's just what happened, right? So what? Now, what makes us care about the sequence of events as a story is two keywords: character transformation. I don't like to use the word development as much anymore, because what character develops a little bit, so what? I like to use the word transformation, and here's the example with the shopping mall lady. So let's say a shopping mall lady is a self-identified shopaholic. She can't help herself when she sees something that's cute and it's pretty, and she gets it right away, and her house is full of stuff that she really doesn't need, and she buys it and she likes it at the beginning, but then her interest in it wanes after the second day. And so she's made a goal or a New Year's resolution for herself that she is not going to continue this habit because it's wreaking havoc on her bank account. And so she decides that this year she's gonna test herself by walking through the shopping mall and coming out of it not to buying a single item. So that's where the story comes in, because now we have a character, we have her weakness, right? And she's trying to overcome that weakness. So she goes through, and there's lots of stuff that pulls her in, and she's like, oh, this is adorable, and then she needs to like talk herself out of not buying it, and she does this through every shop that she finds herself in as she goes from one end of the mall to the other. Oh, this dress, or oh, you know, this toy, or oh, this or that, and she has to talk herself out of buying the item because she doesn't need it, and she doesn't have the money for it. And so by the end of her shopping trip, she's walked through this mall, saw lots of stuff that she liked, and also managed to keep sane about it, right? She managed to keep her promise to herself for the very first time not to have bought anything. So that right there is character transformation. Another example that off the top of my head, another one that's a positive transformation, is Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. In the cartoon series, he starts out as the villain in the first season, and by the third season he's the teacher for the Avatar. Instead of hunting the Avatar, he ends up teaching him. So you see, that's something you wouldn't expect coming in on the first episode. You wouldn't expect that transformation. He kind of became a totally different person. Another one is Anakin, Skywalker in Star Wars. So between episode 1 and episode 6, there was this really great character transformation, but instead of going from dark to light, he went from light to dark, like the opposite of Zuko. So we start out with this little boy, and he's kind of innocent, and he falls in love with this girl, and you eventually see him make these series of decisions that make him end up being Darth Vader. And he does have like this really short redemption scene at the end of the 6th episode. But that's what makes a character really great. The story is inside of the character. And the less development and the less transformation that is in a story, the more the story is just a sequence of events. And who cares? about a sequence of events. It doesn't tug at our heartstrings. And so that's my little beef 2 cents little short thing about what makes a really great story. If you want, oh yes, so yeah, next week is the Kickstarter, and so you'll hear more about what makes a good story, character transformation in relation to my story, Psyche's Redemption, and we'll talk more about my characters, or characters, right? Zai, who plays Eros, and Shai, who plays Psyche, because these two have a lot of history between each other. So, tune in for the next video and you'll get some behind the scenes stuff about shooting Psyche.